Okay, there's some people here to witness that I have been studying with denominations, Churches of Christ, Baptist, and they're all here to witness their gospel of salvation. But I am going to witness to them the gospel of imputed righteousness is our positive archetypes, and I am going to show proof of what saves. Hello, how are you doing? I have emailed you hundreds of times. I'm not going to open this door, but can you hear me? Okay. Yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to witness to you the gospel of imputed righteousness is our positive archetypes and the salvation doctrine of power to become sons of God. And I'm going to show proof of this doctrine. And I'm going to time this so that I let you know that my delivery is faster than yours. I have timed the Baptist delivery of belief only, 10 minutes, the Church of Christ debate issues to promote water baptism and belief, and it takes them 30 minutes. But this is proof, this rainbow over my Father's church. It is proof of we have salvation. And what this salvation is God made a promise with this rainbow that He would write His laws on our hearts. And I have written a numerology book and gotten over 1,000 biblical named words or phrases for our patterns, like love, peace, joy, friendly, confident. And if you work these are God's spiritual patterns, and if you work them, you will be saved. There is proof in this. There is proof in the rainbow promise that God wrote His laws on our hearts. Also that He would not destroy any living thing. But in Jude, you have a reference in Jude 6 that the angels which kept not their first estate and left their habitation are reserved in chains under darkness. As you read down through here, it says that the Lord cometh to execute judgment and to convince all. And that's what I am doing, convincing all of you people who showed up to my door today to allow me to present this gospel. And these angels, though they came down in Genesis 6, there's an account that they saw women, and it says these sons of God saw women, and this is where we have an incident of them leaving their estate. And they were with the righteousness of their lineage was found in Noah and his family. And his generation is praised 4 times for being righteous. And so then this brings you to Corinthians. In Corinthians 1:16, 15, you have that that our bodies, there are terrestrial and celestial bodies, and then it talks about stars and differing in glory right after it talks about the bodies. And so Abraham was told that his lineage would be as to counting the stars. And so that's why this verse is right after it that talks about our bodies. It talks about natural bodies and spiritual bodies. And it says that the first Adam was made a living soul, and then the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Now we have to consider Noah, because if you say it's Christ, then only Christians can have these spiritual attributes. But if you say that you consider Noah as being the last of a world, as an Adam that reproduces, and he was the first to create a world. So he indeed qualifies as an Adam for creating a world, and qualifies as being the last Adam. And so there are 2 points that Noah is the last Adam. And it says again, howbeit that which was first was the natural and then the spiritual. The first man was earthy and the second man from heaven. And so this acknowledges the angels, sons of God, that reproduced, and the lineage was followed to Noah. of the lineage that was there. And so also you have in Romans 6 a spiritual birth into these spiritual patterns that the rainbow reminds us of. And it is not a physical water baptism, because tub water is nowhere in Romans, and this is the only time it's mentioned, baptism, and it is being buried with Christ or into Christ. And this is spiritual things. This is not a tub bath. And all of Romans is about spiritual and righteous immersion that they use for commentary, imputed righteousness, but they don't know that there is a spiritual qualities birth that can take place. And then we come to this is enough of the proof that we have a spirit, that if we can be baptized spiritually in these attributes that the rainbow reminds us of, then, and knowledge of sons of God, then we have the power to become sons of God in Scripture here, in physical Scripture, and it is proof that is in Scripture that our lineage is of God. And so this is the doctrine of salvation for the power to become sons of God.